Hey guys, it's Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, and I'm here today with my July library book haul. And I told myself that I wasn't going to get any books from the library this month, but then I went into the library to collect a book that I had reserved, and then I started browsing the bookshelves and I came home with a bag of books to read. So yes, it didn't really work out as planned. But anyway, I'm really excited about the books that I did get, and I can't wait to read them, and I'm going to share them with you now and let you know which ones I got, and let me know if you've read any of them and what you think of them as well. So the first one I'm going to show you here is Dark Fever by Karen Marie Moning, and this is actually a book that I've seen several times. Lindsay over at Lindsay Ray and Riley over at Riley Marie have both been gushing about this book, and they both really like it, and I was immediately intrigued because Ireland is rather a big aspect in this, and other than books by Irish authors, I find that Ireland doesn't really appear in a lot of books. So I just really love the fact that it is, and I want to read this and see if there's any places that they go that that I know, or that kind of thing. So yes, I think Lindsay was saying there's different areas of Dublin that she recognised this, because she's obviously been over in Dublin at some point. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. This is basically about a girl who journeys to Ireland to try and find out what happened to her sister who was murdered, and then she kind of gets sucked into kind of the Fae realm or something along those lines. So that is all I know, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it. And the next one I have here, I don't know, something about it just appealed to me. I don't know whether it was just the name of the book or the cover. I think it might have been both. So it is The Scent of Lemon Leaves by Clara Sánchez. And all I know about this book, it's about a girl who travels to, where does she go? To Costa Brava, and she ends up befriending this old couple, and then they kind of become like the grandparents she never had. And then there's also something to do with a concentration camp survivor and some kind of mystery and something that she has to solve. So yes, that sounds really exciting to me, so I can't wait to get into this, and it's just a beautiful cover as well. I really love that cover. So yeah, and the next book I have here is Frog Music by Emma Donoghue. I don't know what it is about Emma Donoghue lately, but every book I see of hers I'm picking up and I'm getting. I have, since my gran gave me Room by Emma Donoghue, which I think is one of her better known books, she gave it to me to read a while ago, and then I picked up The Sealed Letter in one of my recent book hauls, and now I just happened to see this in the library, and it appealed to me. The cover I think is great. It's something about a murder mystery and members of kind of a circus troupe or some sort of acrobatic troupe or something along those lines, where they welcome someone new in and then they kind of get embroiled in this mystery, or something along those lines. But it just sounds pretty interesting, and I don't know, there's something inside of me that's calling out to read Emma Donoghue, because every time I see her book I just pick it up. So the universe is trying to tell me something, so I'm gonna go and read this book now. And then the next one is actually the book that I had reserved, so I had got the call to go in and pick it up from the library, and it is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. And I'm kind of bummed I got this cover. While this cover is nice, I really like that other one that I keep seeing on BookTube. So yeah, I just ended up getting this cover, which I hadn't actually known before. I didn't know there was this other cover. So all I know is this is something to do with an apocalypse, I think, and then another group of circus performers or something along those lines. That's all I really know about it. I could be completely wrong. Let me just check. Oh no, yes it is. It's like a band of actors and musicians called the Travelling Symphony, and it has something to do with them and the crumbling of civilization. So I'm just really intrigued by this book. I really want to read it. I'm really excited to get into it. So yes. And if anyone has been watching my channel lately, you will probably know that I read American Gods by Neil Gaiman recently, and I wasn't really into it. I didn't really like it, but I did say that I would pick up more of his books, because I did know, I could realise that even though I didn't like American Gods, the writing in it was really good. So I've picked up a book that I've seen a lot on BookTube, which is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, so I've decided to pick it up and to try it out for myself and see if this one gets any better. Though I have read other books of Neil Gaiman, like Stardust and Is It Neverwhere, I think, that are also really good. So even if I don't like this, I think I'll still read more of his books. I don't know, I think he seems to just write some really strange stories, and maybe some will do it for me and some won't. We will see. And then another book that I've seen a lot on BookTube lately, yet for some reason I saw it in the library. I recognised the front of it and I recognised the name of it, but then I didn't actually know what it was about, so I must have just like blanked out when people were talking about it on BookTube, and I don't know why. But it is Lock-In by John Scalzi, and this is basically about some sort of illness that is spreading around the world where people kind of get locked into their bodies, and while they are aware of what's going on, they can't speak or move or do anything for themselves. So this is just about this illness and people trying to find out how to cure it. I think it's the US president's family end up getting it, so this is why there's a big race against time now to try and get a cure or something along those lines, I think. So it sounds really interesting. I really love that program, The Last Ship, that's out at the moment. The second season has just started, and it kind of reminds me a little bit like that. I love those kind of programs where there's that illness that's kind of ravaging people and people are trying to find a cure. I just love everything like that, so I'm really excited to get into this book. I think it's going to be really good. And the last book I have here is Firestorm by Lauren St. John, and this is the last book of a trilogy. It's kind of a young teenager-y children's book, kind of 12 upwards, I would say, and it's about a girl who rescues this horse called Storm, and she ends up going on and competing with him and learning how to show jump and do dressage and do cross country, and just kind of beating the odds and winning all these amazing trophies and learning just different things about horses and really getting into that horsey world. So this is the last book of the trilogy, and I just really looking forward. I saw it in the library, I needed to read it, so I picked it up. So yeah, and they always have different kind of colour schemes. The first one was pink, the second was blue, and then this one is orange, so all the pages are orange, and the writing up here is orange. So yeah, I'm looking forward to anything horsey I love, so I'm looking forward to reading this. And that is it for my July book haul. So that is basically kind of wrapping it up for my July TBR as well. And then I have a few other ones that I needed to read that were on my TBR. Most of them were ebooks. Any other books I read apart from this pile will probably be ebooks. So yeah, that is it, and I hope you enjoyed. If you've read any of the books, as I said, let me know what you think about them, and I will hopefully see you guys again next time. So bye.